Hi everyone, I just wanted to do this quick video to show everybody what it was that I was talking about, because I know a lot of people were, just kind of wondering what what we meant by we found a bunch of fake profiles that were manipulating the community in one of Leandra Blade's like propaganda pages that, just shares her posts and her posts only when it shares the school board post. And you're going to find it in the comments. There are these like very obviously fake profiles commenting. And so, I just wanted to also give some background. I work a lot in technology. I work a lot in social media. I've been doing it for, in different ways for over a decade. I think I started around like 2008. And so just know I come from a lot of knowledge. I used to write Wikipedia articles, which involves some HTML coding. I got my master's in curriculum and instruction, and it was actually, my thesis was on the use of video technology in curriculum and instruction. And when I was a teacher, I was known for being like the tech teacher. So just know that that's where this is coming from. All right, so here is the Yoruba in the News you can use. So this is a community group, okay? This is the timing of the post, which is 1:42 p.m. And it's going to be talking about, these tweets, okay, from Misty Jansen, who is her opponent. And this was during the time when her mom was, sick with dementia, and she was inside her home taking care of her mom. And this was like, a lot of these are from that time. You're going to find 2022. A lot of people don't talk about that, I can't imagine how hard it must have been for her to take care of her mom inside her home while her mom was sick with dementia the way that she was, okay? So, and at least Misty was saying all this stuff from her real profile versus making fake profiles and pretending like you're not going to say these things, and then using fake profiles to say them for you, and then just acting like you're above all this. You don't act like this, in the community when you're using fake profiles to do all the dirty work for you. So these are the different fake profiles that we found. So I'm going to show you the first one. This one's Connie Blanchard, okay? Connie Blanchard, I'm going to show you her profile right here. This is hers. When I click on her profile picture, I can't find anything. I can't find any people that liked it, not even a few. I can't find a cover photo. There's nothing, no mutual friends, nothing that I find, no check-ins, nothing, okay? So this is what we mean by fake profile. But she did go to Arizona State University. And just think about that location right there. So we're going to be looking at this and saying, hey, this person is conservative and she's college educated. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, so that's what we know about her. That's where we're going to start with. So she's the first person to comment. This post dropped at 1:42 and she's over here at 1:45 p.m. Okay. And she's immediately saying, all in caps, unacceptable. Wow, racism is never okay. Now, I'm going to point this out really fast. Connie Blanchard is going to be so appalled by racism, but look at this. I'm Asian. Look at this comment that she left, okay, about me, all right? This is when I started calling her out as a fake profile. She goes, I am a real person. I don't need to have all of my social media public like you do for attention. Go through most of the profiles in Yoruba and the Moms, and you're going to find that, a lot of us keep a lot of our profile public, and not all of it, but a good amount of it, right? Like you're going to be able to see posts about like our kids and stuff like that, so just kind of know, a lot of people do that. Are you even a real American or a woman? So are you even a real American? Because, I'm Asian or a woman. Did you used to be a man? Are your kids transgender? Extremely offensive. Okay. Like, yeah, I have real children in the district. Just kind of keep that in mind. How alarming that is if you're not seeing through this and you see stuff like that, like how threatened you would feel as a community member that, as soon as you spoke up, someone mentioned something like that. And they also started saying something like that about one of your children, that would immediately, for normal people, would make like their heart stop. You would just be like, oh my gosh. And you would stop speaking up because you're so scared, right? Like that's kind of what they want here. That's the sort of thing that they want to see. So here's Tara Mandela now. At 1:50. So just keep in mind, this is enough time for someone to log off of their other fake profile and log into a new fake profile, right? Okay, here is Tara Mandela at 1:50 saying, holy cow, is she going to hate my white conservative children? Probably. She is horrible and not mentally fit for this role. Just awful. Look at this. Is she going to hate my white conservative children? Just look at that spin right there, okay? So implying, that Missy Jansen is going to be hating your white conservative children, okay, based on these old tweets of hers. So look at how Leandra is using these accounts to just wash her hands of this crazy, these crazy things that she wants to say, right? Okay, but she doesn't want to say it from her own account, all right? So that's what you're going to find. Sharon Smith, here she is at 1:55 p.m. All right. And she's saying, I am really disgusted. Look at that word, disgusted, such a strong word, okay? Liberalism really is a mental disease, implying that the people who oppose her, right, are all liberalists, even though there have been a ton of conservative people who have also been coming forward saying that they don't want to vote for Leandra, okay? And saying, liberalism really is a mental disease, saying that they are not mentally fit. You're going to see this a lot of this being implied, okay? They are always the most intolerant and hateful people I've ever met. It's no surprise that all of her supporters are basically lunatics. So offensive to say something like that. So here is Sharon Smith. Okay, so this is her profile. Look at her very obviously fake profile. Look at her. Also, look, conservative, right? From Texas Christian University. Also college educated. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. There's like a similar theme going on here. Okay, and so these are the ones that we identified. Also, we believe that Mike Jordan, just, come on. This one also. This one was also commenting within the first 30 minutes. We believe that this one is also a fake account. But Mike Jordan, just a name alone, these comments alone disqualifies her from this position. Look at how they, the spin that they're giving it disqualifies her. So just trying to really push out this narrative, that this post, is what will disqualify her, and this is what makes her so bad. Just be aware they're definitely pushing a very obvious agenda with these fake profiles. Here's the next one. Wednesday, October 9, 2024 at 10:52 p.m. Okay, this is about some campaign message that was sent out by Missy's campaign. Okay, so Pam Swanson was the first to comment, and this one was at 11:01 p.m. So the post goes up at 10:52. Pam Swanson is a real person, okay? Look at how a real person comments. Got it also. Just very calm, very normal, okay? And I won't click on her profile, but if you're interested, you can go ahead and look at it to see what normal profiles look like. We should all know by now, but that's hers. Now here's Connie Blanchard, who was second, okay? Comments at 11:09 p.m., okay? So within the first couple minutes. Thank you for sharing this, and I agree. I heard, and it's clear that all of these cuckoo birds that support her, especially those crazy teachers, are all a little unstable. So look, all of this implying that they're mentally unstable, cuckoo birds, using words like cuckoo birds, crazy teachers, all a little unstable. They refuse to listen to any opposing ideas. Watch this. Missy also uses her position to manipulate these very sad women in a group on Facebook called Your Belinda Moms, implying that our group, Your Belinda Moms, which we use to try and expose all of this crazy behavior, and they all follow around like a puppy, saying that we're the ones that are manipulating people when she's doing all this with all these fake accounts. Just kind of keep that in mind. Leandra is known to do this. We've had people from her previous community come forward and talk about how they caught her doing this, and she deleted all this entire page where she was doing it from. And this was in the early days of social media. This was probably when she was really refining her technique, and she wasn't quite there yet, and so she got caught. It was super obvious. That lady came forward and said all this. But yeah, going back to this text, sorry. Doing whatever she tells him to do, and if you disagree at all in that group, you are then removed and not allowed back in. These women are bizarre as F. Seriously, very lonely and misinformed women who are her slaves. Look at how extremely inflammatory something like that is. Now watch, here's Tara Mandela. By 11:12, 3 minutes, just enough time to switch profiles and to actually comment something like this. I would know because I do a lot of stuff on social media, and I know how quickly you can type if you're really good at this. And I know Leandra spends a lot of time on social media as well, and I could tell you she has enough time to quickly just get on there and just type out something that's this short in 3 minutes. Can you provide the names of the teachers? I want to make sure my kids are never in the class. I refuse to let these insane people be near my children, and definitely don't want them influencing my children. Notice how she says, I want to make sure my kids are never in their class. Trying to threaten teachers who speak out, right? Saying, look, if you speak out, there's parents in the community who are going to call the school to make sure that their children are never in your class, right? As a threat. I don't know if you guys could see that, but that's what they're saying right there. And that's something that, teachers can run into as an issue if they speak out too much, right? So this is 11:09, and then this is 11:12, okay? Now watch, 11:21. Okay, so enough time to also switch to this profile, right? Her following is interesting. I'm not surprised that her communist-minded followers continue to remove anyone from these community groups who disagrees, right? So look, implying that these are communist-minded followers, right, on the opposite side, on her opponent's side. And now I'm going to show you the next one that commented, which is actually Charmarise. And this is a real person in our community. She comments at 11:09 at the exact same time as Connie Blanchard, the fake profile. Look at how they comment at the same time. Because they are different profiles run by different people, right? Okay, one is fake, but one is real. So notice how like a real person, when they comment, they just happen to overlap at the same time. But you're going to notice that these other comments that are all coming from the fake profiles are commenting at different times, and they don't overlap like this. And there's just enough time for them to switch between profiles, okay? I watched the whole meeting online, was shocked and disheartened by the chaos and behavior from the union side. Horrible. Parents have every right to be there. The union hates parents. Notice how even though she's upset, she sounds a little bit more reasonable about it because she's an actual person with a real account, right? Like she knows this could be traced back to her. And so, this is what a normal person sounds like in a community when they're like commenting on these things because, we all live next to each other and we know that we can run into each other at the grocery store or at church or whatever, or people know each other. We don't want to sound crazy. But if you're a fake account, just like, posing as a real person in our community, you could just say whatever you want, right? Because you don't have to worry about that. So just kind of be aware of that as well. Now, the next person who is going to be commenting on this thread is going to be Tara Mandela. So notice that she does comment under another comment, which we saw earlier with Connie Blanchard. But here's Tara Mandela. Okay, so she commented 4th, and she comments at 11:14. Her previous comment was at 11:12. Okay, so 11:14. Here's Tara Mandela saying, Misty and her entire campaign has been a joke. Everything she claims is a lie. She does not engage in any public forum in order to answer questions from parents in the community. We absolutely will be leaving this district if she is elected. We do not want our tax dollars supporting this type of evil and corruption. Evil and corruption, so extreme, right? Okay. But there's Tara Mandela at 11:14, and she left her previous comment at 11:12. So 2 minutes is enough to go from that comment to this comment from the same account, right? We could see that from Tara Mandela. Now watch, 11:16, here's Sharon Smith, bleh, vomit emoji. Okay, so just 2 minutes later, okay? And then we see Jessica Lawrence at 11:18. So let's find, here she is. Lies. Okay, so all within the same time frame, all within a couple minutes of each other. None of these comments overlap, right? Lies. Really, Misty, with the home value threat? Okay, so there she is. And then we also know that Jessica Lawrence then comes under here, under Connie Blanchard's at 11:21. So this is the order that she went in. And then she also comments here. Okay, notice how you see them switching between accounts. So Tara Mandela comments at 11:12 and 11:14, then switch accounts. And then you see Jessica Lawrence commenting at 11:18 and 11:21. Now, here is the third one that I'm going to show you. And this one is Maryland's football field lights. And this one, we only found one. This one is 5:16. This one is about Marilyn Anderson. This is her. They picked a very, picture, and they obviously edited it to make her look as bad as possible, right? That's like a very manipulative tactic that was known to be used, that happened a lot in World War II to portray the enemy as being really bad. And actually, I want to talk about this a little bit because this is something that's really important for people to be aware. In World War II, it was actually really shocking for a lot of the soldiers because we had all these posters that portrayed the enemy as like gorillas and apes and like all these like terrible looking things. And when the soldiers got onto the battlefield and they actually saw who they were shooting, it was just other boys, other kids, other 18-year-olds that got enlisted in the army, basically were, out there shooting at each other, but they were just normal people. And that's what I have been really sort of trying to focus on is I try to show people, because a lot of people will attack me this way. And I try to show them my human side, okay? Because I'm just like, look, I'm just a mom in the community. I have children, I care about education. So this is, it's like, they make fun of me because I am, trying to point all this stuff out. I'm just a human being, okay? I'm not like, I'm just a normal person. And I care about education. I care about children. So just kind of know that that's who I am, okay? And that's what I care about. I'm not some sort of working for the union. I was never even part of the teachers union. I was teaching at a charter school, okay? So just keep that in mind. So here's Tara Mandela anyways at 5:39, okay? This post came up at 5:16, all right? So 5:16 p.m. Tara Mandela's the only one on this one. She goes, standard circus clown. Very offensive, right? It looks like she's never played a sport in her life. So rude. So offensive to say that, right? Okay. No wonder she didn't want the lights. Don't praise it when you voted against it. I can't stand these hypocritical people. And watch what happens. Watch how powerful this type of manipulation is, okay? Here is Russell Anderson, and this person is a real person, okay? Saying competitive eating, all right? And this is why this form of manipulation is so dangerous, because it does manipulate people. It does make people see stuff like this and they actually believe it, and they actually start to just join in on this meanness, okay? So just keep in mind, that's why this stuff matters. This is not normal. You're going to notice that, these kinds of profiles that look like this, no, cover pic, barely any information, no mutual friends, even though we live in a small community, and we're friends with a lot of different people here. When you see stuff like this, just kind of keep that in mind. That's not normal. Here is Jennifer's. If I click on her profile, and I look at something like friends or whatever, she actually hides her friends, which is fine, but she does have photos that you can see, right? Posts and stuff like that. You can see that people liked it. All right. So this is way more normal for a real person to look like this. If I click on, like Julie's, you're going to find, this one, we have mutual friends. Okay. We, obviously, because, we're obviously supporting the same people. So we're going to have a lot of mutual friends, but even with people that are not supporting the same people as me, because it's such a small community, we will often find that we have mutual friends. Okay. You're going to see lots of like albums and stuff where you see like photos and things like that. So this is what normal real people accounts look like, which is right here. It is going to look either like this versus this. Okay, so that's the difference, and that's how you can spot a fake profile, and that's why we're saying that these profiles are fake. You could even tell by the timing that they're always within the first 30 minutes to comment. They're always using it to use, say some very offensive things that are clearly there to try and spin things towards a specific direction. And yeah, this is something that you should watch out for when it comes to what's happening in our community on social media in these community groups out there. Okay, anyways, thank you for listening.